Hi everyone, welcome to this kick-off of the summer campaign at JobOn. My name is Adelina. I work at JobOn as a talent manager for our English-speaking talent program, and today I'm joined by Irene. So first of all, I want to share a little bit more about the summer campaign, because probably, as you have already noticed at JobOn LinkedIn page or website, the next 4 weeks we have a summer campaign at JobOn. We do it every summer, and the topic of this summer campaign is your next destination. We will be organizing lots of cool workshops, events, webinars around this topic, all with the goal to help you take the next step towards your dream destination in your career. Of course, it's a little bit inspired by the summer. We're all going on vacations, discovering new destinations on our vacation. So we want to bring this feeling and the theme to our career journey as well. So yes, as I said today, I'm joined by Irene. She is an incredibly inspiring speaker. I have listened to her already this morning. She had a discussion with Petra in Dutch, and I found it very, very inspiring. Also, she's a book writer. She wrote a book about following your own path. So Irene, thank you so much for being here today, and I would like to give a word to you.
Thank you so much, Adelina, and welcome to all of you listening now live and in the replay. So my name is Irene. I'm here in Holland at the moment, where I don't normally live because I live on Corfu in Greece. And I love to take you on a inspiring journey in my life, and I hope to give you some tips and tricks to follow your own path as well, because in my opinion, we all have to follow our own path to create a world that is sustainable, loving, and healthy. Because I have experienced in my own life that when I follow the path that is like laid out for me, like having a job that pays my mortgage, have children, have a stable relationship, that didn't work for me. So I decided after my first, I'm going to start like 25 years ago, when I finished my first education as a student. I was 21, and everyone started working, and I was like, working? I'm 21. I can work for the rest of my life. So I'm going to do something else. So first I went on a trip to Asia. And during the trip, I decided I don't want to go to work when I come back. So I started another study at university, and I just loved life. And I found that I could do different things next to each other. So I had a job, a very nice job. I had this study that I was doing. I had a lot of nice friends, and I was just living. I was just doing the things that I liked. And so after that, I was in this job that I had next to my studies. I was working at a foundation that helped entrepreneurs being innovative. So I thought I could start my own company. I mean, I was 25. I was just having a lot of fun. So I thought maybe I can just start my own company. So I did. And I went all in. And after 2 years, everything collapsed, especially me physically. And I was like, okay, so what am I going to do now? Because I couldn't like go on in the way I was working and living, but I needed to earn money because I had a house, I had a mortgage, I had everything, I had a car. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do? So I found a new job, and this job gave me everything: a good salary, a car, nice colleagues. At least I thought so. And I stepped into this job. And after 5 months, I left, because one of the main things was that everything was about money. It wasn't about helping clients. It was about earning money for the consultancy firm. And I didn't want to be in that energy. So I quit with no new job. And I was like, I'm just going to see what happens, because probably it will work out fine. I'm very smart. I can do anything. So let's see. After, I think, 4 weeks, I found a new job in a company that was a startup, and it was a dating site, which was also very interesting. It was the start of dating sites, and this wasn't a very good one because they didn't do their marketing very well. So, and I was the business development manager, and I said, okay, if we walk this path, we're probably going to have a lot of money. But they said, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this because we believe that this is the way to make more money. So this company was telling me, no, we're going to be the next Facebook. And I was like, okay, you can give it a try, but I'm not so sure that that's going to happen. Because in that time, Facebook was starting to evolve very quickly. And I thought this is not going to be the next Facebook. But anyway, I decided to leave again. And at that point, I was like, I don't want to be in Holland anymore. I want to do something else. And I want to travel. I want to see the world. And I want to experience what it is to just go with the flow. So I sold my house, had some money, and decided to go on this trip. And I was going to France first to meet friends over there. And when my parents brought me to the train, I said to them, okay, I'm coming back. And when I come back, I have written my novel. Fast forward 15 years later, the novel is published 2 years ago, the first novel. So it took me a while to finish that dream. But before that, I published 3 other books. And mainly because I was just writing about the experiences in my life. So first it was about food. I wrote about healthy food, natural food. So I started to experience or cook with ingredients that were natural, seasonal, and local. Those were my main. It was my idea about food. You should eat local and seasonal. That was the most important thing. So I started writing about that, and then at a certain point, I had been blogging about that, and I thought I have so much information I can put it in a book. The same happened with the book I wrote about yoga, and the same happened with the book I called Follow Your Own Path, but they are all in Dutch. So for those of you who can read Dutch, you can order the books as well. Otherwise, you have to find my English blog where you can read my journey as well. Anyway, I have been experiencing a lot of things, because every time when I had an idea of what I wanted to do, I decided to just find a job that would help me to learn. So I wasn't going to do a study. I was like, for example, I wanted to work in a bookshop. I walked into a bookshop and I said, can I work here? And then they said, I don't know, because you don't have any experience. And I said, but I want to learn. And I learned very quickly. So please give me a chance. And they give me a chance. And I worked there for a couple of months. And then after a couple of months, I get bored and I leave. This is the problem for me and employers, because I always leave, because after a while, I'm just bored. It also happened when I wanted to be a barista. I don't actually know if that's an English word, but anyway, I wanted to learn how to make beautiful coffees. And so I started working as a barista, and they helped me learn the craft. And so it was with cooking, and so it was with writing. I had the feeling I want to do this, so I'm going to see how I can. And this is what happened with everything. I had a feeling, I followed the feeling, and I made it happen. A very beautiful story I want to tell you in this case is that in 2016, I had this vision. I saw myself driving in a Peugeot 206 cabriolet. But I didn't have the car. So I saw myself with this beautiful car going to France, because I had booked a trip to France. I was going to visit my friends over there. And I didn't have a way to get there besides the train. And I wanted to go by car. So I said, the vision was very, very clear. So one day I thought, I'm just going to take a chance. I put a post on Facebook and I said, you know what, in 1 week, I'm going to France and I need this car. So I put the picture of the light blue cabriolet. And I said, okay, if you don't have this car, maybe another car would be good as well. And in 5 minutes, a friend of mine came. She said, you know what, I have this car, but it's red. So I decided to not bother about the color and say, okay, please, let's make an arrangement so that I can go to France with this car. So a week later, I left with this car to France. And with this example, I just want to show you that a vision that you have can become a reality if you follow up on the dream. And sometimes they are very small, sometimes they're very big, and in between small and big, there is all kinds of dreams. So I really hope that you give yourself the opportunity to experiment with this, to really start feeling and following your intuition, just figuring out what is it what I truly want, and then follow up on that. And the most important thing to do this is to connect with yourself. And instead of thinking, okay, I don't have a job now, I need a job very quickly because otherwise I can't pay my mortgage, try to see what other opportunities there are, what other possibilities there are to live. Because I can tell you from experience, I have been living without a house for, I think, 5 years. I don't know. At the moment, I have a rental house in Corfu, but I have been living without a house for myself for a very long time. And in that time, I always went house sitting, swapping places. Like now, I'm here in this yurt in Holland, and I swapped houses with a friend. So I'm having this extremely nice experience of living in a yurt, and I don't pay for it because I have my place. I swap houses, and we're both very happy. And the good thing is they use my car. I can use their car. I don't have a car. I don't need to have a car here in Holland when I'm going to go around. So it's very lucrative to just see what other options there are for you to save money, to live in a different way, to give yourself some freedom, and to just experience life, because that's why we're here. I mean, we're here to experience life and not to work in a job that you don't like, to pay for a house where you never have time to be because you're working so hard. So what kind of a place do you want to live, or what do you want to experience in your life to be fully alive, to just explore the world, to, instead of living or working 40 years in a job that you don't like, or that you stay in because you think you need the money to pay for all your bills, what other options are there? And you see, of course, that a lot of people are stepping out of this. They buy a camper van, they go out, and they just don't think about the rest. And I think that's very brave. And a lot of people think, yeah, they can do it, but it's not for me. And truly, I have been there. I always saw people moving abroad, and I thought, yeah, nice for them, but not for me. I can't do that because it's too difficult and I have to organize too many things and then this and that. But it's possible and very easy if you're open to the possibilities. So in 2022, I really felt the call to go abroad. And I went back to Corfu, where I had been living for 4 years before, in summertime. And I thought, after the 6 weeks that I was there writing my book, I decided this is where I want to be. I just want to live on Corfu. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but this is the place for me. And 1 year later, I went back and I never left. And I didn't do anything special. I just went. And I said to myself, well, you know what? I can come back to Holland. I can go somewhere else if I don't like it or whatever. And after 1 year, I found a house where I could stay permanently as long as I want. And I don't have to think about it anymore. I'm living there now. And now new dreams come my way. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to think again. I have experimenting living on Corfu. How did that feel? What has it brought me? What has it cost me? And do I want to stay or do I want to go? So new questions arise. And every day I decide, is this still the path I want to go? This also works in my business. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 25, I think, with moments that I was working for companies. And the working for companies, I always did because I needed the money, and it never made me happy. Being an entrepreneur has his other challenges, money-wise, especially in the way I'm living and working. So it's not the easiest path to walk, but it's the path that gives me the most joy in life, because I can do whatever I want, and I can make my own career path and my own personal growth path. Because for the last years, I've just been doing whatever came my way, and I was writing and I was thinking, oh, I should do this, I should do that. And that didn't bring me a lot of money, but it brought me a lot of freedom. And now I'm on a path like, okay, maybe I should focus a bit more and try to focus on money a bit more. And that's the new challenge, the new experience. So I'm just going with the flow and trying to find this place where I want to be, and trying as much as possible to be in the moment and enjoy every moment. And that is probably the hardest thing for everyone to do, to just realize that this is the only moment that you have. And you can worry about the past, you can worry about the future, and you can think about the past, but this is the only moment. And ask yourself, do I still have bread on the table? Can I still live like I want to live? Or do I have to change some things? And in this perspective, you can change every day. Especially, for example, if you want to change something in your life, it takes 100 days to really integrate it into your system, into your body, into everything. And this means that every day you should start with this new behavior. And a lot of the times we think when we do it, for example, for 3 days, it went very well. And then the 4th day, we're like, I didn't do it, or it didn't work, or whatever. And then we say, I failed. But you didn't fail, because on day 5, you can start again. And even in the evening of day 4, you can say, I'm going to do it. I'm still going to do it, even though it's 8 o'clock and I don't want to go because it's raining. Example, for you want to start running, and you think it's raining and I don't want to go, but you can still go. Or you can decide, not today, but tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, I'm there. And this is the way to change your life. You just have to be in the moment, not seeing things as a failure, but seeing it as a play, seeing it as an experiment, and know that you can fail, but you can always get up again and try again. So like insert coin, try again. So just try, experiment, fail, and get up again. And the most important thing is trust that you can only do things in this certain moment to get to a new place. And trust that maybe the answer or the outcome is different than what you thought it would be, but maybe it's even better. And maybe it's worse, so you change direction again. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it's your life, you can decide. And I think that in life, we're so used to judge ourselves when things don't work out in the way that we planned. But the only thing in life that is predictable is change. Everything's changing all the time. So why stay focused on one outcome when the whole world is laying in front of you? When the whole world, you can do everything. I mean, you can go anywhere. We're so free. Most of us, at least. Most people in the world are free to do whatever they want. And when you're listening to this, you probably are free to do whatever you want. So I hope that this inspires you to create more, to be more in the moment, to just focus on what you want instead of what people tell you that you should do. And try to see different paths, different possibilities. And if you want to know more about that and how you do that, just send me a message afterwards or ask your questions now in the chat. Adelina or Imre will check the questions. And for those of you here who can read Dutch, I have a promotion for my books. It's Volg je eigen weg, it's Follow Your Own Path. And the book Ik ben Sarah. They are available as a package deal for you this month. And with the code JobOn, you can order them on my website. And you only pay 30 euros. And for those of you who order the books before 2 o'clock tomorrow, you will get the chance to have a free clarity call with me for 30 minutes, in which I can give you all the clarity that you need on your next destination. So, and if you don't, if you can't read my books, because that's possible when you're listening to this in English. Just send me a message why you really want this clarity call, because the clarity call we can do in English, of course. So just send me a message by email. I will post my email address in the comments later on, and then you can send me a message. And if you're on time, maybe you're one of the lucky ones. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Irene. I also really like the part when you mentioned that taking it as a game, because I do notice it for other people, but for myself especially, that we tend to take things too serious. You know, like, oh, if I fail, it's such a big deal, it's end of the world, and you know. But I really like you bring this like playful energy. I really like that. Thank you so much and a really nice story as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did have a question. Someone asked this question this morning, but I really liked it. So you mentioned that you experimented a lot and you changed jobs a lot because, you know, you want to try new things. And how do you, because if you apply for a job, usually they ask, even if it's a junior position, they ask lots of experience. So how do you go around that? How did you do it?
Well, most of the times when I wanted to experience something, I went to the company and I asked them, can I work for you? Because I don't have it, but I don't have any experience but I really want to learn, and I'm a quick learner. I mean, if you really want to learn something, you're a quick learner because it's in your path, it's in your destiny, like say. So personal contact always works better than applying for a job where your resume doesn't fit the how do you call them, the requirements of the job, because right now it's just very difficult to tick all the boxes because they have a lot of requirements, and it's in some jobs it's really difficult to get there. So especially if that happens to you when you really feel like, oh, I want to change directions or I want to experiment things, just find the companies you want to work for and apply and talk to them, especially talk to them, because I think personal contact is the biggest win in finding the job that you want.
I agree. So just call them or show up at the library.
Yeah, depending on the job that you want, and also your network. I mean, maybe there is something in your network who has a connection with a certain company that you want to work, and even if you think I could never do that, just try and say, maybe even. I mean, there's nothing to lose. And maybe you can even say, okay, for 3 months, I do an internship. You pay me less, but I'm just going to figure it out. For both of us, that would be fine. And then you can see. Or you can, this I didn't do in jobs, but I have done it a lot. Like, pay what you think it's worth. Because if you feel that you're the right one in the spot for the job, and you know that you're going to make a difference, and you know that you're going to do very well in this job, but it's not in your resume yet, you can also tell them, okay, we have like a base salary, and then we experiment. And then afterwards, we can see if it worked out, and maybe work with a bonus system or ask them to do a donation or whatever. Just try to do new things and work in a different way. And also, as employees, we have to teach the companies to think in a different way. So even if it doesn't make you even if it doesn't give you the job, maybe you can inspire them to think differently.
That's true.
And otherwise, if there's no job for you, just start your own business, because then you can do anything you want.
Yeah, that's also a good idea. Thank you so much. I also had another question for you. So how do you know which path to follow? If you, for example, you have no idea, or if you like too many things and you don't know what to focus on, because I know some people, for example, my sister, she always knew her whole life that she wanted to be a basic school teacher. That's what she played in the childhood. She became a teacher. She knows what she wants and she always knew it. But some people like me, like it's really difficult to define like an interest change. And it feels like there should be a path, but I'm not really sure if I'm going the right direction. Like, do you have any tips on how to discover it?
Well, one of the most important things is start listening to yourself. So it means finding the silence within and look for the answers. But side note is that a lot of people like myself, they just need to do a lot of different things to find their path. because doing different things might be the path for you. So this is why I don't believe in careers, because a career is not for everyone. Because a lot of people just want to experience life. Like I said in the beginning, you just want to experience and just experience everything that you want to experience. And then maybe when you're 45 or 50, you decide this is the path for now. And I mean, I have been switching paths for a very long time, but there are two things, or actually three things, that always come back to me. It's cooking, it's writing, and it's talking, like now. So these three things always come back to me. And you can think, no, cooking and talking, or cooking and writing, not compatible. But whatever, if I want to be a cook for 2 days in a week or 1 month a year or whatever, I'm going to do that. It's all possible if you open up yourself to all these different things. But if you stay focused and you feel like focus is not for you, then switch the path and open up to all kinds of things. Because it's just a one-way path is not for everyone. Some people are very good in that. They know they want to be a doctor and they end up being a doctor at 65 and they go and be retired and play golf all the rest of their lives, whatever. I mean, but it's not for everyone. And with the landscape we are working now, it's not even necessary, because you can lose your job after 6 months or 1 year.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's also true. Thank you. And I had one more question. I was wondering, so especially if you have this path, like you mentioned, you change things, you try different things. I find it sometimes really scary, like to change, or you know, some people have to leave their stable job and they have mortgage, like you mentioned, and it's a big change, and you need to have a lot of courage for that. So, and you went through this. So, how do you find that courage, or what do you tell yourself when you do this? Like, how to help yourself to actually take that step?
Well, in my case, I have never felt that I needed courage. I just went. I just did it. Because I felt this is the path. I'm going to see if it works out. And sometimes it did and sometimes it didn't. And of course, there are things that I find really, really scary. And sometimes I just postpone them. Like moving to Greece was something that I postponed for a very long time because I was afraid of losing everything. And I didn't want that at that time. But when I went, I gained a lot as well. I was, for example, afraid to be alone, to not find new friends, to be there, whatever. But I found a new partner, I found friends, I found work, I found everything that I needed. So, of course, you need courage. But if the feeling is so strong that you need to do it, you just have to do it. And afraid of not being able to pay the mortgage is a fear that's keeping us stuck in a situation that we might not want to be in. So it's very important to see what it is, what you really want. Start feeling, start connecting to yourself, and find the truth within. And that is the most important thing. And you have all the answers inside of you if you start listening. And if you want to learn more about that, just come to me, ask, and I can help you figuring out a way to do that. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. I think it's a perfect conclusion for our discussion. We're right on time now. Thank you so much, Irene. And yeah, if you guys, if anyone is interested, you can find Irene. She'll leave in the comments her email address and her contact detail. Thank you so much. And yeah, bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.